Hello, 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 everyone. Come on in. I just want to make sure that my stuff is doing what it's supposed to do. Okay, so I promised you all that I was going to pop on live today, and I was going to share with you how a decision and a 5 minute action. Um, Oops, sorry, my phone is up just a chinging. How a decision and a 5 minute action made a change for one of my newest clients. So, um, for those of you who do not know me, I am Yolanda Churchwell, System Solutionist, CEO of the Business Assistance Group. Um, so, first of all, let's talk about the decision. So, the decision that I made was to treat myself like my own client. That's the first decision that I made. It's actually going to be two decisions and a 5 minute action. So, the first decision was that I wanted to go ahead and treat myself like my own client. Too often, as CEOs, we don't do for ourselves what we do for our clients. And if you want to be real, if you want to be honest about it, the reason that we do what we do is because most of us lived it. Most of us lived it and we created it out of something that we've gone through or something that we know how to do very well, or in best case scenario, both. And so we often, once we start doing it for our clients, forget to do it for ourselves. So the first decision that I made was to treat the Business Assistance Group like the Business Assistance Group's client. So I made a mindset shift and then I actually added the bag to my client roster. Immediately, I began to see results by way of more money, more free time, and just a stronger confidence in what it is that I do. And now that I'm retired, I have the ability to make sure that I take the time and I can bring on more clients. So the very first client that I brought on was my own business. So that's decision number one that I made. So, with everything that I do, I always want to challenge you. So I challenge you today to look at your own business and see, are you doing the things in your business that you do for your clients? And if not, then today make a decision to change your mind and commit to making you and your business a client of your business. And then take the steps that you need to take in order to activate that decision. We were talking earlier in one of my coaching programs, and the old saying was knowledge is power. But the problem is that a lot of us sit on the knowledge that we have. And so someone rewrote it, and I don't know the exact way to say it, but I'm a Yolanda eyes it anyway. And so knowledge is potential, activation is power. We need to act on the things that we know. And if you want to be biblical about it, faith without works is dead. So all you're doing is putting some action behind the faith that you believe. So again, my first challenge to you today is to make you and your business your own client. Make sure that you're doing for your business what you do for your clients. Okay. So then that'll take me to the second decision in the 5 minute action that made my newest client, who I just told you is me, made a whole lot of sense. So I launched back in a weekend a few weeks ago, right after I retired. And it was evident to me that the signups were not happening as quickly as I had thought they were. In fact, they weren't happening even as quickly as my lowest projection. So I took action. I got on the call. I selected 12 people. I got on the phone and um, I set out to interview or do some market research, as we like to say, to people who had shown an interest in becoming a client, because that's basically what you do when you sign up for back in a weekend, but who had not pulled the trigger. And when I tell you that this led to explosive sales in my business, um, I just want to be fully transparent. So I made some calls. I started out, I had a list of 12. I made 6 calls and I just was writing down what the people were saying, paying attention, because my main goal was to figure out, why aren't you registering? Okay, so why aren't you registering? So I get to call 7. I've been taking my notes, everything is going well. 7 is the number of completion, right? Okay. So I get to call 7. None of this is, I'm not missing any of this. So what I realized while I was on call number 7 is that there was a pattern. Okay. And then I took action, and that is what resulted in immediate results. But what I realized is that the people I called, they clicked and they went to the registration page, but they didn't convert. And the reason that they weren't converting was not because back in a weekend is not a good offer. In fact, a lot of people use words like great, phenomenal when describing it, and that they wanted it and they needed it. But the issues were time, being able to take that time away right before Thanksgiving, being able to take that time away when Monday was a holiday of that week, being able to take that time away from their children who were in school, travel, being able to do all the things that it requires us to travel, all of the concerns around what is COVID doing right now, all of those things. Money. Okay, that is an investment that they had not planned. And although they needed it really much, they really need to do that in their business. They just weren't going to be able to pull together the money for the ticket, and for the ticket to admission, the ticket to fly, the hotel room, and then daycare for those people who had children. But it was the same 4 things over and over: time, travel, money, daycare, over and over. And so I made a decision. Okay. And I asked the lady that I was speaking to on call number 7, if it were a virtual event and if the investment were less than $500, would you be would you be interested in signing up for it? And she said, absolutely. Well, anybody who know me know all I need is a partial yes. I said, okay, can you give me a few minutes, 5 minutes to be exact? That's that 5 minutes. And I'm going to call you right back. And she said, sure. So I went into my back end, made a quick checkout pages, made a few changes, only took me 5 minutes. I called her back. And I called the other 6 people back before her. And guess what? They all bought their tickets for back in a weekend on the spot. I called one lady and she said not only did she want to come, but she had 2 friends that she wanted to come. And she bought 3 tickets on the spot. So less than 30 minutes after I made a decision, after I took action, okay, that goes back to what we just talked about. I got the knowledge and then I activated it. I had results. I had sold a dozen tickets and set in motion a pivot that will allow my ideal clients to create the foundation that they need to set the stage so that they can thrive in 2025. So that's today's lesson. That's it. That's all. Y'all know I don't like to be here a long time. Today's lesson is listen, learn, so that you listen and learn so that you can get the knowledge, and then make a decision, and then act on the decision, implement, execute, activate, whichever verb you want to use. Make sure that it's a verb in your sentence, and watch and see, you will have results. So the immediate results were phenomenal for me, but the long-term results are going to be even greater, because that was before I even activated and made it aware for the public. This again was just a small group of people. So I guess there is a mini lesson in that. If you have a coach, and I tell you all the time, if you meet somebody who don't have a coach, run, because none of us know everything. We all need to be growing. But when your coach tells you to do market research, talk to your ideal client, see what's going on, make sure that you do that. I could still be sitting here wondering why the tickets weren't moving. But because I acted on the direction I was given, I was able to determine what the problem was, make a change, activate the change, and see immediate results. So I want to make sure today that you get an opportunity as well. So I wanted to share the lesson, and then I always want to encourage you to do something else. So in this case, I would like to encourage you to go and check out our new registration page, our updated registration page, and grab your ticket for this special event because this is something that you don't want to miss. I promise you that. General admission and VIP prices. And the thing is, when you don't have to travel, you can drop the prices. So the tickets have been dropped, but for a very short time, you can get $50 off. So the tickets right now are $50 lower than what they're going to be a week from now, period. So go on and check it out and get your ticket. If you don't need to go, pass it on, share it with someone, and stay tuned because I'm going to have something very special for those of you who share it with a friend coming up really soon. But remember, today's lesson was, is that you need to listen and learn. When you listen and learn, you will gain knowledge. Once you gain the knowledge, that is the potential, okay? But you have to activate, execute, act on, implement, whichever verb you want to use, on that knowledge for it to be turned into power. And we all know once you have the power, you can do anything that you set your mind out to do. So the lesson is to make sure you listen and learn so that you can then gain the knowledge and then you can activate on it so you can get immediate results. And so from that lesson, I learned, I made changes. I am my first new client that I just needed to tweak some things. And so now you have the new and updated virtual offer for Back In a Weekend, November 15th and 16th. Please go to the website and I will drop it in the chat underneath these videos as soon as I get off. And hey to everybody that's out there. And go to www.backinaweekend and secure your ticket today for $50 off the price. The price is going up next week. And so I thank you guys for tuning in. And I have so many wonderful things that are going to be coming up. I love, 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 love retirement. Love it. I love full-time entrepreneurship. So stay tuned because there will be so much more to come from the bag. And I appreciate you being here with me today. Have a great day. See you later.